to about Good Hope Road. Things tightening up on the northbound side of the bypass as well between Beloit Road and Lincoln. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, showers ending, afternoon sunshine with a high of 65. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 47 at the lake, 39 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Pitch. Fly ball, left field. Hap on the warning track. Hap at the wall. It's gone! Andrew Vaughn ties in the bottom of the first inning. Miz kicks, delivers, and a tapper right back to Mizorowski on the mound. Runs halfway to the bag, runs all the way to the bag, and then flexes at the crowd after he gets the final out. 1-1 is a fly ball deep left field. This is way back. Bye-bye baseball. William Contreras admiring a solo blast to left. It puts the Brewers on top. And a fly ball to center. Hit well. PCA's back at the track. Whoa! Gone! Kicks and deals. Slider struck him out. Uribe strikes out the side. He puts it in the holster, and the Brewers have a 2-0 lead in the division series.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Stomp your feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing. Come see what the good times are. Come see what the Brewers are doing. Come on and cheer us.
I don't know if giddy, giddy is a good look. Chew, if you get a little giddy, ooh, is that a good look? Are we like, ooh, yeah, that's a attractive quality?
It is when you beat a team from Chicago.
All right. Remember, the Brewers are the best team in baseball, so. Brewers get the big victory last night. It was unbelievable. I was at AmFam Field. The place was electric. The place was loud. And the place was mostly Milwaukee Brewers fans.
Which is nice.
Which is great.
Nice. So walk us through it. They take the lead early on. Was everyone like, oh boy?
A little bit. There was a little bit of like,
pump the brake.
Well, because the Cubs fans got so loud. And I imagine, again, I wasn't there on Saturday. Gabe was. Gabe not with us today. I imagine it was similar. That, the place was kind of like, okay, we got to withstand this punch, right? You always talk about they punch first. We got to counter punch. And so the good news is it was pretty early on that the Brewers responded, right? They responded right away. They put a couple of guys on, and then you get Vaughn, who, of course, his story, you guys, has been so stinking good. He's at the White Sox. He's struggling. They're not sure if he should be in the big leagues. He's, all of these concerns and frustrations about his performance. We all know how it all went down with Savale, and Vaughn ends up being here to hit a home run, obviously, in the postseason. Enormous, ties things up. People are looking at each other, Chew, going 0-0. 0-0 ball game, right? You were looking at a 3-run deficit, and all of a sudden things are all knotted up. And then, I was saying to Joshy this morning, besides Aaron Ashby's start, because he gave up the 3-run home run, obviously, that put the Brewers in the hole early, everything was clicking, man. 2 outs, no big deal. Brewers put a couple of guys on, hit a dinger, boom. Did I see correctly, Joshy, that every run last night came via the home run?
That would be accurate.
You got Vaughn. You got Contreras with the one, and we'll talk about the Contreras celebration in a few minutes as well. And then you had Churio.
Yep.
Churio, who we didn't even know if he was going to play.
Yep.
I know. Which was the loudest? Churio?
Ooh, good question. Maybe Vaughn, if I'm being honest. The thing about Vaughn's home run last night, guys, is we were sitting in section 129. He hit it down sort of the right field line. It went so high.
So high. It took forever.
It took forever. That's exactly what I was going to say. You're sitting there waiting for the reaction from the crowd because we're underneath the overhang, so we can't see the ball, but we know it's still up there because we haven't seen it come down yet. And all of a sudden, you see people up in that corner just like erupt, and you're like, okay, it's a dinger. But it was up in the air forever, Sandlot. So I would say the Vaughn home run because you were feeling a little like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
You know, sitting here with this 3-run deficit. The celebration for Contreras, hilarious. Now, again, he said it was.
I didn't see it.
So after.
I just saw him rounding third base, and he was pumping up the fans. Was it when he got to home plate?
No, it was right as soon as he made contact.
Right away?
He took his time at
Big
home
old
plate.
swing, admired it a little, and then he took his hand to, I'm going to show you on the stream. He kind of made this symbol. It's like a hang loose symbol, but I think it's a phone, right? It's like an old school phone, and he put it to his ear, and then he hung it up. And so people were saying that was in reference to when Craig Counsell went to the bullpen phone. When was that game, Joshy? End of July?
Yes.
End of July, I think it was.
It was the series they won in AmFam Field against the Cubs.
All right, let me ask you this, though, because baseball is a little sensitive at times. Is there going to be revenge there? I mean, the Cubs are done. Okay, they're not winning 3 in a row. They're done. Does Counsell go, hey, let's brush him back a little bit. Let's send him a little chin music. That's the first place I go.
I'm not sure.
You know, because in football, if there's a cheap shot or something, then it's on the list.
I don't know if you do that stuff, Chew, during the postseason. That to me feels like regular season stuff.
Yeah, that's not happening.
So that's kind of like fighting in hockey in the playoffs. You just don't do it?
Yeah. I mean, if there is a spot where the Brewers are clearly going to win Game 3, there might be some reaction. What really is going to happen is next year, put this in your brain because a lot of these people are going to be the same people that face each other. So will Contreras be wearing one in 2026? Maybe. But you're not going to do that in a spot where you could potentially risk anything. Yeah. Because if it's deemed intentional, you get a suspension. Now you're looking at possibly losing a manager. You're looking possibly at losing one of your starting pitchers.
Yeah, that's what you don't want. Or an injury. You don't want an injury. All right, so Jen, next step is the Miz comes in.
That's right. I texted you guys because, again, where we were sitting in section 129, we could see the bullpen. So, Mears goes in to get the final out. And then we're looking over to see what the plan is. Now, we thought all along it was going to be Quinn Priester. We thought that Priester, there had been conversations about Priester. All the articles had been written about Priester. We kind of thought that was going to be the move, right? All of a sudden, I see 32. I'm like, holy, you know what? The Miz is warming up. I was so giddy. I sent you guys a text message. Now I know that in the broadcast several minutes later, they showed the bullpen, so then everybody knew. But I thought I'd give you guys a little friendly heads up on that.
Yeah.
And I will say this. The concern with the Miz was that he would, throw balls and that he, would maybe walk guys. And he got in a little trouble early on, but I kept saying to myself, settle down, kid. Come on, kid. You got this, kid. Because you got to remind yourself, man, making his playoff debut, he is still just a kid, Yeah. And that environment was wild. You could feel the intensity of the crowd. They're living and dying by every pitch the Miz is throwing. And so, he gets that final out. I think it was of the first inning. Maybe it was the second. I don't know. But he jumps up, right? He made the play at first. Fielded the ball, it came back right at him, ran over to first, didn't want to throw it over to Vaughn, just wanted to make a clean play, and then he erupts with emotion. You got something for me, Joshy?
3-2 on Kelly. Miz kicks, delivers, and a tapper right back to Mizorowski on the mound. Runs halfway to the bag, runs all the way to the bag, and then flexes at the crowd after he gets the final out. The Miz, with an exciting third, puts up a 0. We go to the bottom of the
He
third.
did say when asked after the game the reason he ran over is because he was afraid he was going to overthrow it.
Sure.
Because he was all jacked up.
Yeah, for sure. All the adrenaline.
I saw he had a ball clocked at over 104. Is that the hardest he's thrown this entire year?
Yes, I believe.
It's like 104.3
He
or
threw
something.
104 in back-to-back pitches.
104, 103, 103, 103, 103. At one point, they were joking about how he threw like a 90-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch, and they were like, just your average 90-mile-an-hour off-speed.
The TV broadcast did say he dialed it back there to 100.
Yeah, nice.
Because he used 100 miles per hour as a get-over pitch when he had thrown a few balls.
That was just huge, right? Because we didn't know how they were going to use the Miz. So be able to have a bullpen day, throw the Miz out there, have him get some playoff experience, have him kind of ease some of the concerns. Ended up going 3 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, so just the 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts, right? And then they hand over, again, it was a bullpen day. They handed over to Koenig, McGill, and Uribe closes it out. And it was electric in the ballpark the entire time. That's the other thing. It takes a lot of stamina to sit there and just wind it up. I want to make a point here. Kudos to whoever handles the music at the Brewers games, at AmFam Field, because they were not letting that crowd get out of it. They were not letting the energy wane. They were not letting people sort of get distracted, go to their phone. I know there was a tight Thursday night football game going on last night. I did see a few people checking out the score of the Chiefs-Jaguars game when that got close. But for the most part, to a man, everybody was locked into that game. And that's, again, a testament to the way that the in-game folks sort of keep people engaged, keep people paying attention. So we turn our attention, Chew, to baseball etiquette. Because I told you I was sitting in section 129. And there was a guy directly in my eye line sight between me and the mound who stood the entire game. Cubs fan, not sure that matters. I just want to get that out there. He was a Cubs fan. Stood the entire game. How do we feel about that? Everybody else is sitting, which again, whatevs. But now the people behind him can't see the pitcher because he's standing the entire game.
Yeah, he's being a knob. He was doing it intentionally. I'm from Chicago. Someone challenged me. Chicago, wake up. Your sports teams suck. You know, chant Green Bay sucks, chant whoever you sucks, and let them do it. Just class it out. You know, we're here to root for our team. You know what I wanted to see though? Eventually, as this thing goes along, I'd like to see Packers there. I'd like to see Bucks there. You know, all support one another. Do they still throw out first pitches? Get Giannis there.
So Trevor Hoffman was there, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, a little throwback. They had a video message from Donald Driver. They had a video message from Miles Turner. One of the guys next to me goes, guy hasn't even played a game in Milwaukee yet. And Miles Turner is firing up the Brewers fans. So, yeah, I think they are trying to do a little bit of that cross-promotion, get some of the guys from some of the other teams there to show their support for the team. I mean, I'm a little bit stunned that it has been so lopsided, guys. I really thought the Cubs were going to come to play. Joshy, are you surprised that these 2 wins have been so Brewers-heavy, Brewers-dominant?
Yes and no. On one hand, it's the playoffs. Everything gets tighter. On the other hand, this is a 97-win baseball team, and they have shown the propensity to, when things are clicking, there ain't nobody in the MLB who is better than them. So, yes, I'm most impressed with the ability to go down early in both games and then immediately wipe out that lead for the Cubs and put the Brewers in a spot where they can come back. That sort of completely, and we've talked about it, undaunted, completely unfazed by, a 3-run home run in the first inning with your opener, who is supposed to be the guy to get you through at least 2 innings there. And for him to give up those runs and the Brewers to immediately answer back and wipe the slate clean, it's just unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
We could spend time talking about the decision to go Ashby, how it ended up going. It worked out, and the Brewers offense will pick up their bullpen and their pitchers, and it's going to work the opposite way.
And it did last night, because there is a stat that is roaming around on social media this morning. Chew, listen to this. The Brewers are the first team in Major League Baseball history to have their bullpen throw 7+ shutout innings with 10+ strikeouts and no more than 1 hit allowed in a postseason game.
But the Brewers are better.
Yes.
And most times in the playoffs, the better team wins, right?
Yep.
Their starting pitching is better, their bullpen's better, and they hit better. The Cubs started out red hot, right? They were up 5 beginning of the season, and then you could just see it kind of slowly descend from there. They never went back in the other direction and went up. The Brewers never really had a stretch where you're like, oh boy. They had games. But they never had a stretch where you're like, this team is kind of
You know what that stretch
falling
was?
apart.
The first 4 games
of the season.
Yeah. And then after that, you started to sort of level out. They did have, and far be it for me to ever credit Ben Bruss, but they had that streak of like it was in like 5 games they got completely shut out like 2 or 3 times. And then from that point forward, when the season flipped on its head, it has been just all systems go. Everybody's contributed in different ways. This feels almost too good to be true.
So here's what I want to ask this morning. What was the best moment from last night's game? Because there were a lot of them. In fact, I would have Joshy put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. But unfortunately, I think we have more than 4 options. Was it the Miz going out there and throwing those 3 innings? Was it the home run from Vaughn early on that tied it up? Was it the William Contreras home run and then the celebration thereafter? Was it Churio, who we didn't even think was going to play because maybe he's dealing with a hamstring injury? He goes out there and throws and hits a home run as well. Or was it the way the bullpen finished the game? No issue, no problem. Again, to your point, Joshy, a very complete win for your Milwaukee Brewers. Lots of stuff to get to this morning. Jason Wilde's coming up. Packers are in action this week, so we will get the latest on that. Maybe you saw Christian Watson video rolling around your social media yesterday. We'll talk about that. There's a report about Giannis out there as well as the Bucks kick off the preseason yesterday. All that and more coming up this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Got some delays westbound 94 just before 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's got some delays as well from just before 84th Street to about Hawley Road. Southbound on 41, just a bit tight from the county line to Good Hope Road. On the northbound side, we got delays from just before Mayfair Road up towards Burleigh. We do still have this disabled vehicle off on the right shoulder, right about at Highland Avenue. Looks like the right lane that was blocked for a while, I think it might be reopened. It's kind of hard to tell, but just something to keep in mind. You will be seeing some delays on the southbound side of 43 there, right past Highland. Otherwise, everything else seems to be rolling along pretty well. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, showers ending, afternoon sunshine, a high of 65. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 47 at the lake, 39 inland. Lake Lawn Resort offers everything you need from lakeside rooms to gourmet dining and a luxurious spa. Relax, recharge, and enjoy the best of Delavan. Book your stay now at lakelawnresort.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You can transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's commercial payment solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Mom, when are you going to stop squeezing that tray of pigs in a blanket, crock-pot queso, and vat of chili onto that tiny countertop?
Abby, we just turned our kitchen and dining room into a massive 15-person island.
Wait, doesn't Buckley, the Chicago fan, make our friend group 16?
Here at PCI, we've been remodeling residential and commercial spaces for over 21 years. From bigger countertops to open layouts, we build spaces ready for every season's biggest game.
Get your home game day ready with PCI.
Visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature.
Will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com.
Before we get to Jason Wilde reaction rolling in on our question this morning, what was your favorite moment of last night's Brewers win over the Cubs? Take a commanding 2-0 lead in the best-of-5 series. Chef Ed weighing in saying it's Churrio's knockout home run, and Christopher weighing in saying the 27th out of the game. Keep your reaction coming in this morning on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Jason, good morning. How do you feel after that Brewers victory last night?
Tired.
Fair enough. That's a very good point. It was
turning into Chewy.
Long night. I was saying that my kid looked over at me. It was the top of the fifth inning, and he goes, "Mom, it's the top of the fifth inning, and it's almost 10 o'clock." I was like, "Yeah, well, we're in it for the long haul, buddy, so buckle up." Yeah,
I'm impressed because you guys obviously have to get up a lot earlier, so much respect for you to be pulling this off.
Well, come on. I mean, the Brewers are in the postseason. Now they got a 2-0 lead, moving on likely. Again, not jinxing anything. Knock on all the things, Taylor Swift. I want to talk about Christian Watson, obviously. He practiced Monday. I'm reading the Rob Domofsky article in front of me right now. 274 days since he tore his ACL in the regular season finale. What is the timetable for his return?
Yeah, he wasn't ruling out the possibility of playing on Sunday. I'll be curious to see how much he ramps up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I still think that that's unlikely, but he was talking as if he felt pretty good about that idea. Again, one of the reasons why they signed him to that one-year extension is so if he wanted to push himself, they could say, hey, look, you don't have to do that. That's not the only reason, but it is part of it. So, I would say that that's a small chance of that, but he's really close, and they're really excited. I mean, being in that locker room yesterday, like you could feel that it's given them a jolt of energy. Like he is so well liked and well respected in there, and obviously we know that he's a unique player compared to everybody else they've got at that position. So I don't know if it'll be Sunday. But I know he's got a lot of guys really excited about him being back.
So, Jason, let's say he plays a little bit Sunday, but he gets back to where he is 100% playing. Who goes to the bench? Golden? I know they spread the reps out, but who's going to lose reps? Will it be Golden?
Yeah, that's a really good question because obviously they don't have Jaden Reed right now, and I'm also curious if it's not a wide receiver, it's they play less two tight ends. Like the guy that I find, and we're not talking about him, we're talking about Watson right now, but the guy that I find kind of vexing is Luke Musgrave. Like, I just think back to all the excitement and pomp and circumstance about him that first training camp. And, like, I don't know what he does. Like, for all the comparisons that I made of Tucker Kraft to you, because he does everything, Luke Musgrave, like, that's another second-round pick that you expect to be a guy that has a really big role. And at this point, at least, he doesn't. So maybe they just run more three wides and less two tight ends, and that gets Watson, reps without having to curtail. Because I feel like Matthew Golden is the guy that's coming on a little bit. And at the same time, I think Wicks has had a really good, solid, strong start to the season through 4 games. So, I don't know where those snaps come from, but as coaches love to say, it's a good problem to have.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Wilde hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. All right, so I'm sure being in the locker room, you get a real sense of the vibe around this team right now. As they sit here 2-1-1, what is the vibe? Is it we know we left some plays on the field, we know we can be better? Is it focusing on getting healthy, before the next game? What is the vibe surrounding this team right now?
Yeah, it's all of that, but I think what it really is that our record stinks, but we're better than this. I really do. I don't sense. I was talking to Xavier McKinney yesterday, talking to Evan Williams yesterday. I talked to Rashawn Gary yesterday. Obviously, we all talked to Watson. I don't get the sense that they're all like down in the dumps and questioning whether they're a good team or not. I really don't. I get the feeling that they're annoyed that they're not better in terms of their record, and they're annoyed at themselves for putting themselves in this spot. But they still feel really confident to me, just in sort of the way they talk. And I've certainly been around teams that were struggling with their confidence, and that ain't these guys, that's for sure.
Jason, I remember early in the year you expressed some concerns about the depth of the offensive line. Do you feel better now after, Tom and Banks have missed a few games and those guys have kind of stepped up and filled in pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're only playing Jordan Morgan at guard, I feel better, right? Like, he didn't play well at right tackle, and it wasn't for very long before they had to move him to left guard, and they didn't play very well in that game against the Browns because he was moving around so much. But, like, he played pretty darn well against the Cowboys, and so that's encouraging. I don't know, like Jacob Monk, who also poor Jacob Monk, like he gets designated for return from injured reserve, and nobody really cared. Like a few of us talked to him just so he didn't feel bad, because like I saw the PR guy go over and tell him, hey, you're gonna probably get some media, but I think he's shown that he's good-ish at center. But, when he had to play guard in the preseason, he really struggled. So I don't know if his being designated for return, I don't know how much that helps their depth. It's another guy, but I don't know, how they kind of feel about that or what he'll do with the opportunity. So, no, I still think it's a concern. Anthony Belton was one of the two guys, him and Devontae Wyatt, that didn't practice yesterday. And there's another guy that he's been kind of all over the map. They were feeling good about the job he did, and then when he started the Week 2 game against the Commanders, then they obviously decided when they played in Cleveland and Zach Tom left after one play, he was not the guy that they went to. So I don't know how they feel about their depth, but I still think it's kind of perilous.
Lakeland Supply is in the business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. So, Jason, how do you think that line is going to shake out this weekend? Are we expecting it to be sort of back to normal, or are we expecting it to still be a little bit of musical chairs?
So I talked to Zach Tom yesterday, and you know, the big thing for him was that before that Browns game, you know, he went through Friday's practice, but Chewy, you know what a Friday practice looks like. You're not crashing into each other. And so one of my questions was, what are you going to do to see if you're – because he said he felt better. He said he felt no pain. But all they did in practice, all he did was stuff on air. And running into air does not cause your oblique to hurt. So I don't like – he's gonna be in pads, and they're going to have guys bull rush him. And they're going to see how he holds up. So while he was cautiously hopeful, I don't know if he's going to be actually ready. I mean, you know, he said that he thinks this is something he's going to be dealing with all season. Well, what they can't have is have him start, and then maybe he lasts more than one play, but eventually the pain tolerance just becomes too much, and then he's out again. So I don't know what their plan is there. But Wednesday's going to be a really big day for him. And Banks was not in the locker room, so I didn't get to talk to him. I don't know where his groin is at.
And then, Jason, where are we at with Hobbs?
I think he's okay. He was in the locker room yesterday. You know, to me, the concern is Devontae Wyatt, and I don't think it's a direct causation that he went out of the game and the defense allowed touchdowns on 5 of the next 6 series against the Cowboys. But when you trade away Kenny Clark and then you lose Devontae Wyatt, that puts you in a little bit of a bind there. And I know that they had, you know, 5 defensive tackles in for workouts yesterday. So that's a little bit of to me, that's the question, is where are they going to be in that interior of their defensive line if they don't have Wyatt for a couple more weeks.
Jason, good stuff. Go ahead, you. Go ahead.
You think they're going to pay him, Jason?
Well, they gave him the 5th-year option, so they have more time to consider it, and I think that was really smart because I still he's one of those guys that at times you're like, well, this guy's really good. They should keep him. And then there's other times you're like, he's kind of just a guy, and he does get hurt on a semi-regular basis. So I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to that. They have said they want him beyond 26. They've said that about Quay Walker, and at this point, neither one of them. One is signed through 26, and one is going to be a free agent. Now, again, Quay Walker told me that they have an offer on the table. This was a couple weeks ago. That they've had an offer on the table since training camp. So they clearly do want him, but I guess they want him at their price, and he and his agent think that there's some negotiating still to be done.
Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Have a good one. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. You can hear him on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every morning here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. If you're buying or building a new home, Great Midwest Bank helps guide you every step of the way. While my family and I looked for our home, Great Midwest Bank handled our mortgage. And it's not just that, guys. They will handle your everyday banking as well. But when it comes to fast and flexible mortgage pre-approvals, Great Midwest Bank has experienced and, most importantly, local loan officers from start to finish. You can bank with confidence. Great Midwest Bank is your simply local equal housing lender. See all of their customizable products at greatmidwestbank.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, you're looking at delays coming out of the Zoo interchange all the way through the stadium. The westbound side's backed up from about 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. 43 southbound, a few pockets of heavy traffic heading past Good Hope Road, and then again right past Silver Spring, and then from about Keefe down to Locust. We've also got southbound 41 backing up from just before the county line to Good Hope Road, northbound slowing down from just before Mayfair Road up past Capitol Drive, almost to Hampton. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, showers ending, afternoon sunshine, a high of 65. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 47 at the lake, 39 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white milk, $3.99. 18 to 24.6 ounce selected varieties Vandy Camp's fish, $4.49. 9.5 to 10.75 ounce selected varieties Hostess mini donuts, $1.99. 16 to 24 ounce selected varieties Ragu pasta sauce, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Saturday, October 11th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Mentality is hosting a health fair at 2323 North Mayfair Road in Wauwatosa. Take a free cognitive test, the first of its kind FDA-approved brain health screening in just 10 minutes, and get labs with a donation. Plus amazing giveaways, and here's the best part. It all supports Ignite the Spirit, helping Milwaukee's firefighters and their families. Mentality clinics are backed by science and delivered with care. Mark your calendar for Mentality's Milwaukee Health Fair, Saturday, October 11th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Be there.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I don't know which is which, but here's what I do.
Yes, all right.
I take the plus and I put it to the plus. I take the minus and I put it to the minus.
Yeah, but the jacker things don't have the...
Yeah, they do.
Where?
Sure do. On the handles.
What's a jacker thing? Is it something that your wife keeps in the drawer?
You make jumper cables.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Two one. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow left. Foul territory. Churio is coming in. Churio's there. Makes the catch. Side retired. Miz pumps a fist. Screams up into the air. 3 scoreless innings from Jacob Mizorowski.
7-3 the final at AmFam Field last night. The Brewers now with a commanding 2-0 lead in the NLDS against those Chicago Cubs. Headed down to Wrigley Field for a game on Wednesday, and maybe that's it. Maybe that's all she wrote. Talk about that as the show goes on, but I want to talk about the pitching situation. It has been announced, it was announced late last night, I think around midnight, that Quinn Priester will, in fact, get the ball, take the ball beyond the hill for the Brewers in Game 3 at Wrigley Field. Now, I am pro gamesmanship. I love playing with your opponent like that, Chew. Are you pro gamesmanship? Do you like that Murphy yesterday has Quinn Priester out there warming up in the bullpen alongside Aaron Ashby, making it look like he was the guy they were going to go to? I mentioned all the articles headed into the game. The assumption was that Quinn Priester was going to take the ball after Ashby was the opener. And Murph said after the game last night it was never the plan. It was never the plan to go to Priester. It was always going to be a bullpen day. They wanted to save Priester for Game 3 in Chicago. Do you like that gamesmanship from the manager?
I do, but it rarely works. It's the equivalent, extra point when the offensive line all lines up way over by the sideline and there's a single snapper. It's kind of the same old thing. You have to practice for it and stuff like that, but they never run the trick play that goes along with it. So Council's a smart guy. And I'm sure he would do the same thing. So it's fine, but it rarely ever works because you practice all these situations just in case something like this pops up. So it's fine.
I like it because these two teams know each other so well. And Council even said in one of the in-game interviews with Lauren Jabara that looks like it's going to be a bullpen day. I think he thought Quinn Priester was going. Joshy, what do you think? I think Craig Council thought Quinn Priester was going to be the guy, and Murph threw him a curveball, if you will.
I think Craig Council had relative confidence it was going to be Priester, but I think he also recognized they're probably going to do – they had prepared for multiple options there. I started to have my doubts throughout the day about actually seeing Quinn Priester in this game, just based on the context of – when you go Ashby, it changes how they want to do their lineup. So it gives them sort of a card to sort of help themselves by putting some of those matchups they want lower in the order. How far are you going to pitch Ashby? So to me, I think Council had an understanding of this might not be what we're going to see, but what it does do and is an advantage for the Brewers is make them prepare for more than one thing. When Quinn Priester's announced, they know what they're getting. He's going to have a quick hook, but they know what they're going to get, hopefully for at least 3-4 innings, and that's different than seeing how many pitchers pitched yesterday? 6 of them in total, maybe more?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So, you're preparing for so much more in that case. The Brewers would love to go a game where you throw the starter out for 5 games and then they have to deal with the bullpen from there. So it was just... To me, it was a smart play. I liked it, and it puts you in a really good spot with a lot of confidence in Game 3.
So let me ask you this, because yesterday, Chew, on the show, we were talking about how they put Ashby out there. We knew he was going to be the starter. I had mentioned how he only had one other start this season, and it made me a little nervous. I think I was justified in that nervousness when he gave up the 3-run home run. Now, it ended up working out because the bullpen locked it down, and Miz had those great 3 innings, but I still think that, there was reason for nerves and concern given the fact that Ashby had only been in that situation starting a game one other time and never in a postseason. It was unique. It was different. And I have people on the YouTube stream, let's see, Peter saying, she says she likes gamesmanship, but she was questioning it yesterday. I don't know if that's gamesmanship so much as strategy, but I still was nervous about Ashby being put in that position. And I could make the argument that giving up the 3-run home run was cause for it validated my concern. What do you think, Joshy?
I don't know how many group chats people are in or if they're on Twitter and looking at this stuff. Everybody says, well, the opener thing with Ashby seemed to have been a failure because it was. It didn't work out. Now, it got wiped out when Andrew Vaughn hit a 3-run home run, tied the game. But let me tell you, Pat Murphy wasn't happy with what happened in there. His plan wasn't to go down 3-0 to start the game in that first half of the game. So... it ended up working, yes, but the plan was not for him to get pulled in that second inning. The plan was for him to get through those first 6 batters and then go to the bullpen and probably just go to the Miz. If we're now,
you think so?
Oh yeah, I don't think they want Mears in there.
So?
Look, they didn't put the Miz in because they didn't want him with a dirty inning.
Right.
They don't want him to have runners on and throw the Miz out there. So Mears goes out there and gets the final out. But I don't think there was any plan for Mears to be pitching in the second inning of Game 2.
Ashby the only one to go 2 innings?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That's not very long.
I mean, maybe if he looks unbelievable, he goes 3, and he's just mowing because that's one turn through the lineup, and then you start fresh at the beginning there. So I think Nick Mears was warned, hey, if this gets out of hand, you're coming in and you're going to be the guy to kind of stop the bleeding on whatever's happening. I'm sure that was all talked about.
So do you think the Miz was pitching regardless? If Ashby goes 3,
it seems
and then
like
Mears goes.
Yeah.
So he okay.
I think also, though, it helped that it was a 3-3 game.
Yes.
Basically a 0-0 game.
Yeah.
So it was as close to a start that Miz had a lot of experience this regular season as you could get in a postseason game entering in the 3rd inning.
Let me ask you guys this. Did the Cubs really do us a favor by taking Counsell because Murphy's a better manager? No, I'm serious. Is he a better manager?
I have had the same question.
There are conspiracy theories out there, Chew, that Murph has been a little bit of the brains behind the operation, a little bit of the man behind the curtain. Again, how would we ever confirm that?
Yeah.
Right? It's not like Counsell's going to come out. In fact, I don't know if you saw this, but Murphy yesterday, I think it was yesterday before the game, was talking about how he hates that the Brewers fans are booing Counsell. He hates it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he understands it because he understands rivalries and he understands sports and pulling for your team. And inevitably that means booing the opposition. But he hates it because those two guys are still pretty tight.
I don't like it either because, I go back to Holmgren, and Holmgren manufactured his way out of Green Bay, and he never got the brunt of it. Maybe, if he went to Chicago or Minnesota or Detroit, maybe it's a different story.
I think it is.
But I don't like him booing Counsell either. I just don't. And I think in the end, we got the better guy anyway, so what the hell do we care?
It's just a reminder you left us for greener pastures, and now we have the opportunity to knock you out what you believe to be greener pastures. Let's make that clear. And now your team seems to be scuffling at the end against the team you thought wasn't going to be able to take you this far. So, to me, it's... You feel scorned anytime somebody leaves you for what they think to be a better opportunity. Is that not just like human nature?
Yeah, but sometimes you're like, you know what, good riddance.
Yeah.
I didn't have the cojones to pull the trigger, so thank you for doing me a solid and taking care of it.
If you went to the Kansas City Royals, nobody really cares that much.
Like when Ned Yost went to the Royals.
Yeah.
It's like, we get it.
Success is different as well.
You got more money. It is what it is. But you
also, they fired Ned, so...
You went under the cover of darkness. You had to be surreptitious to set up your meeting. And then you ended up taking a whole bunch of money to go to a place that, as far as I can tell right now, is no better off than the Milwaukee Brewers.
You might be the biggest grudge holder I know I've ever met. You are a massive grudge holder. Rogers, Counsell, who else?
No one else, really, to be quite
That's
frank
it?
with you. No,
it's limited to sports folk.
This is what we do. We're sports fans. We hate the opponent. It's rivalries. It's passion. I don't know, do I hold grudges against people in my real life? Absolutely not. But when I see Craig Counsell's dopey face walk out there, I'm going to boo him.
Do you hold a grudge against Favre? Take all the other crap away.
It's hard.
I'm saying just from
it's
a
really
football.
Difficult to do that.
No, just from a football standpoint.
Yes, I hated Brett Favre once I realized that he orchestrated a way to get back to Minnesota to put it in the Packers' face.
Sure.
That was a passion. I rooted when he threw that interception in the NFC Championship game. That was one of my best sports moments of my life.
Oh my God!
So much sharp.
I kind of appreciate you, but never want to cross you.
Let me
tell
you, I've never treated somebody in my real life the same way I do a sports figure.
It feels like a good line. It feels like a good line in the sand, Josh.
Ho. You call your significant other Mussolini.
I still live under the same roof as her, though. I don't know how much grudge you can hold in that situation.
Fair.
She still lets him see her naked.
I know.
Keep getting us your best moment from last night's game. So many to choose from. Keep getting us your best moment in the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. During college football season, I'm always on the go, and I trust Accutrans Group for my private transportation needs. Having a little trouble getting home from Eugene, Oregon this week, and guess who I'll be calling? My friends at Accutrans Group, because I'm going to need their help getting from O'Hare back to Milwaukee, likely on Saturday. Accutrans gets our partners here at Good Karma Brands to and from Green Bay, first class every time. Professional drivers, reliable pickups, zero parking hassles. Your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Book your ride now at AccuTransGroup.com and enjoy the ride.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Cheez-It, the legendary snack cracker. It's now available as a frozen pizza. Each crust is a giant original Cheez-It flavor cracker crust that is square-shaped, ultra-thin, super crispy, and the perfect amount of Cheez-It flavor. Look, of course, there was going to be a square pizza. It has to be. That's what Cheez-It is. But when you're trusting Palermo's to come up with a creative pizza using Cheez-It as the crust, you know it's going to be fantastic. So keep an eye out. It's Italian 4 cheese, cheddar jack supreme, and pepperoni are the flavors you can get with the original Cheez-It pizza. And it's got one of the shortest bake times. You go from freezing to cheesing in as few as 8 minutes. Find Cheez-It frozen pizza in your favorite grocer's frozen pizza section.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond, from garages to new home offices. Our experienced designers work within your budget to design a solution fit perfectly to your needs. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get started. Let's get organized together.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check Kirk Herbstreit's pregame analysis first, before talking to your brother-in-law.
In this game, the key thing to watch will be the offensive line versus the front seven. If they can get pressure without blitzing, this could be a long night.
Okay, Kirk.
I know stuff.
Ooh, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This one's for the flavor fanatics. Sour apple 5-hour energy shots don't mess around. They bring the bite. Tart, tangy, and packed with tasty caffeine, this little 2-ounce bottle punches above its weight. With zero sugar and as much caffeine as a 12-ounce premium cup of coffee, it's the kind of pick-me-up that keeps your taste buds happy without the crash. And it doesn't stop at sour apple. There are 17 bold flavors waiting for you to discover. Pick one up in store or stock up online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon today.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs, just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitations. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Gabe, it'll change your life. Any barbecue you eat for the rest of your life will be measured against Buc-ee's.
On 94.5 ESPN.
1-1 is a fly ball deep left field. This is way back. Bye-bye baseball. William Contreras admiring a solo blast to left. It puts the Brewers on top 4-3.
I love the moment on the broadcast where they said nobody in baseball is better than Milwaukee with runners on and 2 outs. And then Jackson Chourio proceeds to hit a 3-run home run immediately after that. The Brewers doing all of their damage yesterday with 2 outs, which again is a sign of their resilience, backs against the wall, even if it is in a smaller sort of situation than the Cubs are in, which is obviously down 2 games in the NLDS. Chewy, it seems like Quinn Priester is going to go in Game 3, maybe Quintana, if necessary, in Game 4. But a lot of eyeballs are on the Miz. And we have had a lot of conversations about the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski. Do you think he's the weapon that they need, that this pitching staff needs to get them over the hump, to get them to the World Series this year?
I think so. I mean, it's all going to come down to where you place him, if he's going to be coming out of the bullpen. My concern is playoff baseball seems to be a little different than the regular season when it comes to home and away. Much more intense. And I played with young guys who go into hostile environments on the road and kind of disappear because they get a little intimidated. So if I'm Murph, because, this series is wrapped up, I would get him some innings in Chicago where it's a different environment. It's hostile. Everyone's comfortable playing at home, not so much on the road. So, yeah, he's a weapon. Man, you throw 104 miles per hour, throw it over the middle of the plate, guy still ain't going to hit it every single time. So, yeah, I think he's a huge weapon. I don't know if he's the weapon, but he's certainly a piece to helping them get that World Series trophy.
I think what it does, and this is very important in the playoffs, is if whoever is starting the game has a rough start and you can go to the Miz with confidence, I think that's a massive advantage for the Brewers to have. If you have a very similar situation as you did last night, if you got a guy that can then go in and give you 3 innings and throw 104 mile per hour gas,
yeah.
That's going to put you in a really good spot and sort of stop any bleeding and put you in a position. And I think it was very big for the Miz's and just his confidence. There was debate on whether or not he would make the roster for the playoffs. And then he comes out and performs in such a massive spot that him gaining more confidence and then Pat Murphy gaining confidence in him can go so far in this playoff run.
Jacob Mizorowski threw 31 pitches at 100 miles an hour or more. That's most by a pitcher in a postseason game under pitch tracking. That's since 2008. The 13 fastballs in his hitless third inning went between 104 and 100 miles per hour. 13 pitches, fastballs, obviously, from Jacob Mizorowski, 104 to 100.
Will he be available
out
Wednesday?
Of control, Chew. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Will he be available Wednesday, though? I mean, where's
Probably
the line?
Not.
Probably not.
Just because he is a starter by trade, that would be a really quick turnaround for the amount of pitches he ended up throwing.
Are you guys happy with the way the other series is panning out?
Yes.
I mean,
Wouldn't you rather face the Dodgers than the Phillies? Dodgers, who you had a boatload of success against this regular season. Now, I know there's a difference between regular season baseball and postseason baseball. And the Dodgers obviously have a history of being able to find another gear. But, yeah. Joshy, how about you? Would you take that matchup? You prefer? Oh no!
I mean, both those teams are really good.
Yeah, but so are the Brewers.
You swept in 6 games, you beat the Dodgers. The Dodgers are also a different team than they were when they beat them, and that is just a very deep roster. Here's the thing, and Gabe said it. There's no reason to be particularly scared of any of these teams because the Brewers proved over the course of 162 games they can beat anyone. So if there was, say, a wild card team that was on some sort of impressive run, then you'd pick it. But it's the best of the best on that other side, and you just got to take care of business. And I don't know if there's better matchups per se for the Brewers between the two of them.
Our guy Chew feels comfortable with the S word. He said it this morning on the production call. You know what the S word is, Chew?
No. Sugar?
What did you wish your guests would have done before they left?
Sweet.
Oh, sweet. Why, you can't say that? You can say that.
I mean, you can. I got people in the YouTube stream, though, that are obviously a little bit hesitant. Seth says series is not wrapped up yet. And I said, and Kevin says, how familiar we are with playoff heartbreak around here. I'd never take anything for granted. So there is a little bit of a let's pump the brakes from Brewers fans. A little bit.
Which I'm big on. I'm big on never get too high, never get too low. But this is all about the Cubs. It's not about the Brewers. Because the Cubs know that they can't win 3 straight against the Brewers. So they come out. If the Brewers come out and score early, this sucker's done, man.
Well, and if you need a nugget for your pals this morning at work, the Brewers haven't lost a game that Quinn Priester has started since May 24th.
Yeah. My only concern is this, if they do sweep. Because, Joshy, you said that before they do the scheduling, they have to wait for the American games to wrap up?
Yes.
American League?
The scheduling is the scheduling.
So there's some pitchers, if that's the case and they sweep and they're waiting for another couple more days, there's some pitchers that have not thrown in a long time in a game.
And what we saw them do while they had the bye was sort of try and simulate that with competitive scrimmaging amongst the team. So the pitchers are going to get their work. They're trying to basically do a level of preparation that they typically wouldn't do in season. So
but it's not the same. It's not the same, Josh.
Of course it's not. But
yeah.
But you can get your work as a pitcher in those situations better than, say, maybe a hitter could against live pitching. Like they will have some of that, but they're careful to not get anyone hurt in those situations.
Sure.
800-990-3776. How comfortable are you, Brewers fans, with the S word? Is it getting too far ahead of yourself? Do you want to talk about sweeping the Cubs, going down to Wrigley Field on Wednesday with Quinn Priester on the mound, and sweeping the Chicago Cubs, dreaded rival Craig Counsell's team? Are you comfortable with the S word? Chewy is, even if he couldn't think of it. So much more to come in the second hour of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Don't go anywhere.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got some backups. Southbound 43 coming in from before Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. You're back on the brakes from Hampton down towards the North Avenue area. Northbound is a little slow out of the Marquette up towards Locust. Westbound 94, watch for delays from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then again, you're back on the brakes west of Highway 100 all the way to the county line. It's also a broken down vehicle just past just before you get to the county line itself. Eastbound 94 slowing down from the Zoo interchange all the way to 35th Street. And the bypass is backing up now. Northbound slowing down through the Hale interchange, technically starting at Forest Home, all the way up to National. The southbound side slowing from Greenfield Avenue down past Lincoln. Back on the brakes from Cleveland down into the Hale interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, showers ending. There'll be some afternoon sunshine with a high of 65. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 47 at the lake, 39 inland. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Pitch. Fly ball, left field. Hap on the warning track. Hap at the wall. It's gone! Andrew Vaughn ties in the bottom of the first inning.
Miz kicks, delivers, and a tapper right back to Mizorowski on the mound. Runs halfway to the bag, runs all the way to the bag, and then flexes at the crowd after he gets the final out. 1-1 is a fly ball deep left field. This is way back. Bye-bye baseball. William Contreras admiring a solo blast to left. It puts the Brewers on top. And a fly ball to center. Hit well. PCA's back at the track. Whoa! Gone! Kicks and deals. Slider struck him out. Uribe strikes out the side. He puts it in the holster, and the Brewers have a 2-0 lead in the division series.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Stomp your feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing. Come see what the good times are.
Brewers with a big victory yesterday at AmFam Field, and again, the crowd was electric. Bravo to Brewers fans for holding on to those tickets, for giving them to Brewers fans if you couldn't make it, because it was a very, very heavy Brew Crew fan base at AmFam Field last night. And moment after moment, got in a little trouble early on, obviously, with the 3-run home run. But moment after moment was big. We're asking you this morning, what was your favorite moment from last night's win that gives the Brewers that 2-0 lead over the Cubs as they head to Wrigley Field for Game 3 tomorrow? It has been announced that Quinn Priester will be getting the ball. Chew, of all the things we have talked about, what do you think was the best moment?
Cheerio. That kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I didn't think he was going to play. You pull up, running the first base, and I was really unsure. And the fact that, he comes out and puts kind of the game away was electric. Unbelievable. So it's good to have him back. Hopefully the hamstring problems are behind him. I'm sure they're going to monitor it, and because they're going to need him. They're going to need everyone to win it all. So it was just good to see that, we don't have to worry about his health anymore, and he's in the lineup. That was huge.
I mentioned a stat earlier on. I got a lot of folks letting me know in the Carbless Talk and text line that they did lose the last start for Quinn Priester. I think the tweet I was looking at was probably an old tweet as opposed to one about his start coming up on Wednesday. So thank you for that correction. Really appreciate that, gang. I feel very confident about this Brewers team. And I felt very confident about them going into this series. But, a team that you know as well as you do, a team with all of this drama, a team that has been good themselves this year. And then, of course, there's all that talk about how, when's the other shoe going to fall for Wisconsin sports teams? Is this the team that is going to knock the Brewers out? They haven't had a ton of postseason success. This team feels different. And I know we've said it a million times. I feel like we've had this conversation about how things are different this year. It's not just fans. Andrew Vaughn talking about when he knew this Brewers team, Joshy, was different.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Andrew Vaughn. Give me the Andrew Vaughn sound when he knew this Brewers team was different.
I mean, I think my favorite moment was I think we went down 8-0 to Cincinnati. And I remember sitting next to Yelly in the dugout, and he just looked at me and goes, "We're going to win this ball game." Next inning, it was 8-5, and then we came back and ended up winning that game. And I was like, "This is just what this team has, the resilience, just to go out there and play our game no matter what the score is."
Chew, when's the last time? Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of comp on him in the NFL world.
On Vaughn?
A guy that was a high draft pick wound up. Wasn't he in the minors for the White Sox for a while, and he comes here. There's so much fate behind it because I forget the name of the pitcher who was pissed off and wanted out of here.
Savali.
They sent him out, and they said, "All right, we'll take Vaughn," and the guy's been incredible. I can't. Can you think of a comp, Joshy?
No.
I mean, it's really a great story. It's funny because I was watching his home run. And I love Moneyball. Moneyball is probably a top 5 movie for me. He looked like Scott Hatterberg when he hit the home run to win the game to get to the 20 consecutive wins for Oakland. The guy has been incredible. I'm not going to say he's the MVP of the team, but certainly the unsung hero.
He's certainly one of them. And he was Mr. Baseball, I believe, in California, which those awards typically go to pretty damn good players. So the fact that he was struggling, I think, was certainly some of his own doing. But imagine playing for the White Sox. They've had no intention of winning in a very long time, and they are doing things bottom of the barrel. So coming to Milwaukee, where there's a different approach and there's team success to be had there, it changed a lot. Who could this be compared to? I don't know, maybe like a first round, like a Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
That's like, or Geno Smith?
Somebody who went somewhere else and was basically resurrected. Their career was resurrected. Sure. It's a good question. I did see this about Andrew Vaughn. They threw it up on the Jumbotron last night, guys. And I don't know what the batting average is exactly, so you'll have to forgive me. But it's something like 650-something, or I'm sorry, it's something like 350-something. Excuse me. As soon as I said it, I was like, good Lord, Jen. No, what it said was Andrew Vaughn's average in September, and I think it was like 350 something. Like, again, I don't have the exact number in front of me, but is the best batting average of his entire career for month to month, right? If you went back and looked at every single month of Andrew Vaughn's career, the numbers he put up in September with the Brewers are the best of his career. That's unbelievable. And we were talking when he was obviously acquired by the Brewers, and he started off white hot. We were like, he can't possibly keep this up. And while he didn't keep it up, he still has been pretty effective, pretty productive late in the season. So there's a big part of me that thinks that Andrew Vaughn obviously deserves a huge tip of the cap for the success that he has had and the production he has had and the contributions he has had for the Milwaukee Brewers this season. We are asking you this morning how you feel about the S word, the sweep word, if you are sitting here rooting for a sweep of the Chicago Cubs. Now, rooting for it is one thing. Thinking it's going to happen is another. I got a lot of people weighing in saying they think the Cubs will take one of the games, which would obviously have to be Game 3, push it to Game 4. But I think there's a lot of confidence that the Brewers are so incredibly better, so vastly better than the Cubs right now, Chew. You know, because these two games, they've been dominant.
Outside of Yelly, is there anyone else that was on the NLCS team? Was Peralta on that team? And that was what, 4 years ago? 4 years ago?
I think Freddie was on the 18 roster, was he not?
Oh, maybe it was longer than that. Holy. Okay. I'm just looking from an experience standpoint. Because I'm telling you, you get tight. The farther you go into this stuff, you get a little tight. Now, obviously, the Dodgers were there last year, and they've won 2 on the road in a tough place to win in Philly. So, I'm excited. I'm like nervous. It's weird.
You got a little butterflies in the stomach.
I don't know. It's just like I hate the fact. I don't like that they play every other day. And do we have a time on Wednesday's game? Is it going to be at 1 in the morning, or when are they going to play?
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
That's wheelhouse.
All
okay,
right.
good.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. It's on the second floor. You'll find the studio, kitchen, and cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you. Stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. Flavors and drinks for every mood. The studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The studio, kitchen, and cocktails is now on the second floor at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got some backups. Southbound 43 coming in from before Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. You're back on the brakes from Hampton down towards the North Avenue area. Northbound is a little slow out of the Marquette up towards Locust. Westbound 94, watch for delays from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then again, you're back on the brakes west of Highway 100 all the way to the county line. It's also a broken down vehicle just past the just before you get to the county line itself. Eastbound 94 slowing down from
great.
the
How are you?
interchange all the way to 35th Street, and the bypass is backing up now. Northbound slowing down through the Hale interchange, technically starting at Forest Home, all the way up to National. The southbound side slowing from Greenfield Avenue down past
How could it
Lincoln,
not be?
back on the brakes from Cleveland down into the Hale
Pretty amazing.
interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, showers ending. There'll be some afternoon sunshine with a high of 65.
Okie
Tonight,
doke.
mostly
Sounds
clear,
good.
A low of 47 at the lake, 39 inland. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. That's why professional athletes choose Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. We can help you too. With the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes, you can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Whether you want to get back into the game or just get back to life, go where the pros go. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive a free motor for your automated awning with your order. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics, all included in your membership. And right now, if you're not ready to commit to a full membership, you can try it all with their special trial offer. 30 days for $30. That's 1 full month of unlimited play, leagues, and clinics for only $30. Check it out at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
It's time to hear from the voice of the Brewers.
Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here.
Jeff Levering is brought to you by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Go where the pros go to fix all your back pain. Visit them today at neurospine.com.
Appreciate a little Huey Lewis in the news to bring me in today. Love that. Thank you. And I love Huey Lewis in the news, so I'm all about it.
Jeff Levering on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Just the absolute perfect day to have Jeff Levering joining the show as the Brewers are now up 2-0 on the Cubs in the NLDS. Good morning, Jeff. I know it was a late night for everybody who was taking in the Brewers action. We appreciate you joining us this morning. What was your favorite moment from last night's victory?
I appreciate you guys getting up early, Jen. I know you were at the ball game last night, so it was a late night for everybody. But listen, how many great moments were there? There were plenty of great moments. The Jackson Chourio home run to center field, 101 miles an hour coming in, 104 going out. Jacob Mizorowski throwing the ball 104 miles an hour. 3 of the 8 fastest pitches in the playoffs happened consecutively when Jacob Mizorowski had that at bat against Kyle Tucker. I mean, the whole entire bullpen was amazing for the Brewers last night. It was just a great game with the exception of the top of the first inning. Other than that, it was awesome.
What surprised you more, Miz pitching or Chourio playing?
I was not surprised that Chourio was playing the way that he went through his workout yesterday. I was surprised that he played in left field. I thought there may have been a DH situation for him yesterday just to try and keep him off his feet. But he passed every test. So it made sense that he was out there and contributing, and he contributed plenty to that ball game yesterday. I will say the command for Jacob Mizorowski was outstanding, right? I don't think the moment was too big for him. He came out, guns blazing, he got the first out. Then he threw 6 straight balls, and that's when you kind of perked up your ears a bit and went, okay, well, are you going to turn it around? Are you going to be able to find it? And he found it. He found it with his off-speed stuff. And give William Contreras a ton of credit for helping him through that process. It was a really, really good appearance from Mizorowski. And now you sit there and you go, wow, what a weapon we have.
Yeah, it's enormous. Jeff Levering hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. We're all a little giddy as the Brewers have that 2-0 lead on the Cubs in the NLDS. Headed to Chicago. Quinn Priester will be on the hill on Wednesday. We have heard that now. What did you think of the officiating last night, Jeff? I heard on the broadcast maybe you were slightly critical maybe of the zone.
I'd say slightly critical, sure. I was just calling it like I saw it. And I saw a lot of pitches in the zone that were not being called for strikes. So it's like, come on, man. You can't miss strikes. I get it. If you're going to expand the zone, be consistent with it. If you're going to expand the zone, but strikes need to be strikes. And if there are pitches inside the zone, they need to be called strikes both ways. And it was both ways. It wasn't just against the Brewers. It was just, come on, we have to be better than that. And you know, it just goes to show that automatic ball strike challenge system that's going to be coming into play next year it might be tested quite a bit.
Jeff, is there any concern that if they do sweep, some of these pitchers haven't pitched in a game in a while? I know they try to simulate it during practice, but it's not the same. Do you have any concern?
I don't think so. I think everybody's going to be fine. I mean, last night, Quinn Priester, after the ball game was over, he threw a bullpen. After the game was over, everybody was excited. They go up 2-0 in the series, and there's Quinn Priester out in the bullpen in left center field throwing a bullpen. So I think these guys are going to be able to stay dialed in. I'm not worried about if they sweep, if they win it in 4 games, whatever it ends up being, they're going to be fine.
I want to be very clear on this because I said this yesterday on the show, and it sounds like there might be a little bit of a comprehension thing happening out there. I trust Murph implicitly. Defending National League Manager of the Year, a very, very good chance he wins it again. And I was still a little nervous going into the game with the Aaron Ashby decision, with the starter decision. Now, we didn't know going into the game that it was going to be a bullpen day. I think a lot of people thought that Priester might go. Murph said that was never the plan. It was always going to be a bullpen day. Does Murphy get credit for the pitching plan to have Ashby out there, even though he gave up the 3-run home run? Now, again, the offense responded, Jeff. But, am I supposed to be like, oh, that was just excellent strategy by the manager. He planned for him to give up the 3-run home run, and he planned for the offense to respond right away and make it back to 0-0.
To say that Murph planned all of that transpiring, I think gives the cosmic gods a lot of credit. So I don't think he planned for that. Ashby looked great to Justin Turner, and then he gives up the base hit to Horner on a pitch that was in the left-handed batter's box. He walks the next hitter in Kyle Tucker after he fouled the ball off his knee, and then Suzuki hit a changeup that was around belly button high out of the ballpark. I think it was just a fluke thing because Ashby looked fine after that. He looked fine. He looked totally good in his first appearance in Game 1, too. I think that Chris Hook and Jim Henderson deserve a lot of the credit with the way that this pitching group has come together, not just in the playoffs in the first two games, but also all season long. And they are unheralded. They have been that way for a long time. Chris Hook is probably the best pitching coach nobody talks about in Major League Baseball outside of Milwaukee. But those guys had a plan. They knew they had the off days surrounding yesterday's ball game, and they executed to perfection. There was one hit for the Cubs after the second inning. That was it. So to say that they figured it out and they used the right combination of players, they did their job. And they retired the last 15 batters they faced, and it was like a hot knife going through butter last night. It was impressive.
Jeff, will the Miz be available tomorrow or no?
I would say no. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. Miz would not be available for Game 3, but stranger things have happened.
How comfortable should Brewers fans be about the potential sweep? Again,
what's with that sigh, Jen?
No,
What's with the sigh?
I don't want to jinx it, Jeff.
She plays scared.
It's not scared. Again, like, look, it would be remarkable. It would be memorable. I'll tell you this. You saw it, I'm sure, Jeff, at the game last night. They throw it up on the Jumbotron. The scene of the 2018, I think it was game 163, Cubs versus Brewers. I remember exactly where I was when that game was going on. I was sitting in a bar in California. Not that anyone cares, but that's where I was watching that game go down. It would eclipse that, I think, if the Brewers sweep the Cubs out of the NLDS. So I'm just a little nervous about saying it out loud, if I'm being honest.
It's fine. But you don't have to sweep. That's the thing. You don't have to. You've given yourself a 2-0 lead in this series. You have a margin for error. You have afforded yourself that. You're not in a must-win situation. And like Isaac Collins and Caleb Durbin said yesterday pregame, the Brewers were playing with house money. I mean, nobody expected them to do any of this season. So I think that you're right in winning this series, not sweep. I mean, if they sweep, it's fantastic. It's great. You get a couple more off days and you get set to come home and go play in the NLCS. It's awesome. Perfect. But at the same time, if you still win the series, I think it's still going to be better than game 163. Game 163 was, okay, here's your stepping stone. Are you ready to climb over the bridge? And the Brewers have climbed over that bridge many, many times. They've gone to the playoffs 7 of the last 8 years. But you know as well as anybody, Jen, beating the Cubs means something different. And to do it, to end their season, end the season, would be really, really sweet.
Jeff, are you surprised at the other series, the Dodgers up 2-0 on the road versus Philly?
I am a little surprised, especially the way that Philadelphia came out of the gates and they had the pitching all squared away with their ace on the mound after having the bye. I am a little surprised that series is 2-0. I'm not surprised that the Dodgers are doing what they're doing, though. I mean, they're healthy. They got their pitching back to where it needed to be. Roki Sasaki suddenly throws 100 miles an hour again after having shoulder issues, and he's closing ball games. You got Blake Snell. I mean, they're a really good team. They're a really good team. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised Philadelphia hasn't done more offensively, but that was the story for Philly last year, too.
Sorry, Josh, was talking to me there, Jeff. I apologize.
My bad, Jeff.
Oh, you're good.
Trying to listen. So,
It's all the voices in my head. I get them all the time, too, Jen. It's fine.
No idea.
Don't worry about it.
So Pat Murphy, Craig Counsell. You are obviously familiar with their relationship given your proximity to the organization. How do we feel about the gamesmanship? Because I kind of love it. I kind of love that Murphy was like getting Quinn Priester up there, warming up next to Ashby yesterday, making Counts and company think that he was going to be the guy. These two teams know each other so well, and these two managers know each other so well. Is this giving the Brewers and Pat Murphy's group a leg up?
I think so. I'll point out two things for you, Jen. And it goes back to 18 in the NLCS with Wade Miley starting a game, and then Brandon Woodruff comes in after one batter. Nobody expected that. Nobody saw it coming. It's a Dodger Stadium. It's a day game. You're out there in that heated bullpen, just baking in the sun, and nobody's paying attention out there because it's one batter in. You don't think anybody's coming in. So Craig Counsell should know. All right, is this real? Is this not real? We've done this before. We get this. I think that's a huge feather in the cap for the Brewers to have that ability And they're just going to go out there and they're going to try and win the ball game. However, they're going to do that, whatever the plan is, they're not going to tip their hand. Murph is tremendous at that. And I love that part of it. And now that you have Quintana and Priester available for game 3 or game 4, whatever way you want to go. The other part, the gamesmanship, and I'm sure everybody notices after Contreras hit the home run, and he did the cell phone thing, which was Craig going to the phone after the Andrew Vaughn grand slam back in the month of July. I thought that was amazing. I didn't notice it in the moment. I wasn't on the call for that one. Lane was on the call for the home run. I noticed he took his time as he was getting out of the box. I didn't notice he took out the cell phone and hung it up. And now that I think about it, man, was that sweet. Man, was that sweet.
But Jeff, in the Cubs' mind, did that cross the line?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because if you go back to game 1, offense isn't doing anything for the Chicago Cubs. They're down 9-1. Kyle Tucker draws a walk, and he flips the bat in front of William Contreras. And there was something said between Contreras and Tucker. Dude, you're down 8 runs. Why are you flipping the bat? This doesn't make any sense. What are you doing? And something was said, and maybe that boiled into what Contreras did.
Okay.
But that's the fun stuff of these baseball series. You play each other so much during the regular season. Those are the things that people pay attention to.
So does your gut tell you that we know it's Priester going for game 3? Do you think Quintana could be a kind of a bullpen guy? You think he's going to start game 4 if necessary? Like, that's the tricky part of the season is you got to plan for those games, even if those games don't happen. And then would we see Freddie again? Like, how do you see it shaking out if it gets back to Milwaukee?
See, Freddie is available for game 4 if you need it because of the off days. So everybody hands on deck. It's not quite a game 7, but you could play it like a game 7 for tomorrow's ball game. You certainly could do that. I know the weather's kind of crummy today, but it's supposed to be pretty nice tomorrow in Chicago, so that's a good thing. You don't have the benefit of the roof to close up there. That's well documented. But at the same time, I think it's all hands on deck tomorrow and try and win the ball game and get a couple of days off and prepare for the NLCS. I think that's how they're going to play it.
I know I'm jumping ahead here, but is there any chance Woody's available for the next series?
He hasn't started playing catch yet. So, I mean, he's got to clear a couple of hurdles before he can do that. And as he said in his pregame availability before the series started, he's at 99%. He just needs to clear that last 1% and see if he can start throwing. Once he starts throwing, we'll see. But it might even be just a 1-inning performance if he is available.
You mentioned Woodruff in that NLCS. Was that where he hit the home run? Am I conflating games, or was that the same game? That was the same game, right? When he warmed up?
It was game 1. Yeah, game 1 of the NLCS off of Clayton Kershaw. And he came out of the bullpen in that appearance, too. Remember, Yolish Chacin started, and then Woody goes deep to center field.
What an
amazing moment.
Yeah, amazing moment. All right, Jeff, we really appreciate you hanging out. Again, giddy is the word this morning as we are all excited and celebrating the Brewers being up 2-0 on the Cubs in the NLDS. Appreciate the time this morning. We'll talk to you again soon.
You got it. Sounds great. Have a good one, guys.
So great. We love having Jeff Levering join the show. Great insight, connected to the program, gives us all of those details, and we couldn't be more thankful.
Gives us some much-needed credibility around here. Jeff Levering on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and all our Brewers postseason coverage is brought to you by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. You can get your virtual second opinion available throughout the state of Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Got some backups northbound on 43 from about Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Locust. On the southbound side, that's heavy from Good Hope Road down past Silver Spring. Let's call it all the way through to about Locust. On westbound 94, we've just got a little bit of a backup coming out of the stadium interchange. More delays from the zoo to the county line. Eastbound is slowing down from 84th Street through to 35th. Some more delays heading eastbound through the Marquette interchange to Lincoln Memorial Drive. Northbound 4394, watch for the backups right out of the Plainfield curb up past Oklahoma Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Showers ending. Afternoon sunshine with a high of 65. Tonight mostly clear. A low of 47 at the lake, 39 inland. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Today's forecast, crisp fall skies and a championship shine. Get your first wash free at TsunamiExpress.com. Game day ready, rain or shine, Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Well, as the Packers get ready for their Week 6 matchup at Lambeau Field against the Cincinnati Bengals, an exciting addition to Monday's practice. Wide receiver Christian Watson officially practiced for the first time since tearing his ACL last season. That's day one of a 21-day window in which the Packers must activate Watson from the physically unable to perform list. Watson on the confidence he has in his knee.
And honestly, my trust and confidence in the knee is honestly 100%.
Still a question whether or not Watson will make his season debut Sunday at Lambeau Field against the Bengals. Regardless, the Packers listed as 14.5-point favorites.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Do you want to bank without the fuss? For easy banking, rely on us. In person, online, or with the Tri-City app. Your banking can be done just like that. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Who knew caffeine could taste this good? With 5-Hour Energy Shots, caffeine just got a serious flavor upgrade. We're talking big flavor, from watermelon to strawberry, banana to sour apple, packed into a tiny 2-ounce bottle. You'll get as much caffeine as a 12-ounce premium cup of coffee with 0 sugar and 0 crash. And with 17 bold flavors to choose from, there's a shot for every mood. Find your favorite flavor in-store today or grab a variety pack online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon and give your caffeine a flavor upgrade.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com. That's 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm telling you, don't doubt his story, because he heebie-jeebies at certain times to miss field goals.
Yeah.
Gabe, I showed you how he does the heebie-jeebies, right?
Heebie-jeebie.
You take your fingers and you rub them back and forth on your thigh, and you go heebie-jeebie, heebie-jeebie. Swear the guy bats 100%. So to call him a liar, and he puts a curse on you?
Look, I'm not calling him a liar.
Yeah, you are.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you're looking to be more organized and add some beauty to your home, I can't recommend Closets by Design enough. I've been working with Doug and his team in Mequon, and they helped design a warm, incredible space for my closet. What really stood out, guys, was the personal attention. They heard me when I said, this space is causing me anxiety. There's too much stuff. It is all cluttered. I can't find what I need. Please help. And they understood what I needed, showed me so many options, and made sure everything fit my space perfectly. They're a leader in custom storage solutions since 1982, and they offer no obligation in-home consultations, custom designs, and the best value in the industry. If you are like me and you're ready to get organized, call Closets by Design in Mequon and tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
It's Chewy's favorite segment of the week.
Hey, big guy, you catch the game?
It's Power Rankings time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You catch the game last night? Can I say yes to you?
What will the big guy have in store for us today?
See the game last night?
Which game?
Any of them.
Okay. the phrase of the week is stupid. And it's not Packer related.
What an endorsement of the power rankings.
It's just
company man.
Stupid.
No undefeated
list,
teams now,
okay?
though. So I'm sure there's a shakeup.
No.
All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm. All right, with that, give me 10.
I got the Steelers at 10.
I got the Jags.
Stupid. Kansas City Chiefs at 10. Yeah.
Huh.
Kansas City Chiefs at 10.
They have a losing record.
They did lose last night. Yeah.
2-3.
That is a losing record.
Yeah.
Carry the one.
Yeah.
Are
Still
the
Patrick
Jaguars
Mahomes?
good?
I don't.
Is that a bad loss, I guess is what I'm trying to get to? Or are the Jaguars, which I think they only have one loss this season?
Jaguars are good.
I think the Jaguars
are not great. They're good.
Okay.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good. They're good.
I
All
don't
right,
think
9.
it was an embarrassing loss for the Chiefs.
So then if the Chiefs are here, would the Jaguars be 9? If the Jaguars beat the Chiefs head-to-head, is there any chance they put the Jags at 9? Chewy. Joshua, what do you got?
Looking at my list, I don't think they are. I think you probably have to put a team like the Broncos in here after beating the Eagles.
All right, Josh, you nailed it. The Broncos are. This is a big win. Beat the Eagles.
Yeah, that's true.
Broncos are good. Broncos are good.
Good enough
They're
to
not
get them
great.
in there then?
Yeah. 8.
I guess I'm trying to figure out how badly the NFL power rankings folk punish the Packers.
I have the Packers here.
I will guess them here. I can't get. If you're going to guess them here, I can't guess them here. Crud.
Sure you can. No rules.
No, I know, but you already
you're
got
down 1 though.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Yeah.
strategy. See, Chew, it's a little
Yes.
gamesmanship.
Good strategy.
How about the Rams here?
You nailed it. You're tied up. The Rams are 8. The Rams are good, right? Are they pretty good?
Yes.
I don't know.
They
They
did
beat
just
the-
lose
or
to
they
Mac
lost to the
Jones,
Niners.
and that had no George Kittle, no Ricky
Yeah.
Pearsall, no
Okay.
Nick Bosa.
They're just
no
good.
Juwan Jennings.
Yeah. Maybe they're not even good. All right, number 7.
Packers.
Did they fall? Are they this low on the list? I don't know. How about the 49ers, who you just mentioned, lost to the Rams? Or they can't be out of the
How
top 10,
about
can they?
the Packers?
Gosh, darn it. Joshy, are
The
you ahead
Packers
again?
are 7. I think that's a good spot for them. Good spot right now. Who cares? It's week,
I think it's
week
fair.
4 or week 5, whatever. All right, 6.
Niners? Maybe they're not in the top 10.
I mean, they are 4-1.
Yeah.
You have to consider it. It seems like that's the right answer.
Yeah, but so are the Jaguars, aren't they?
Correct. And they weren't even in it, as we can tell. It's Niners or Colts here. I'll go Colts if you're going Niners.
Okay.
Jen, you're up 2-1. Niners are
No,
6.
Joshy's got 2. 2-2. That's
Oh,
all right.
2-2?
It's hard
Sorry.
Adding.
That's because he's a grudge holder. I'm sure he has a grudge against me. That's why I want him to lose.
Yeah.
All right. 5.
Colts.
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that. 4-1, right?
Surprise of the season, Colts are 5. Are they the surprise or are the Jags? I would say the Colts.
Yeah, they've looked the
Gotta be
best.
the Colts.
Well, because of who's quarterbacking that team.
Yeah, a lot of credit to Shane
Yeah.
Steichen.
I think
Jonathan
a lot
Taylor.
of people wrote off Daniel Jones, right? Thought he was no good.
I think they had
Yeah.
good reason to do so.
Sure, again.
Yeah.
He's the Vaughn of the NFL right now. Okay. 4.
I don't know what that means.
I think he's saying for
The
his
Brewers.
I've got
Hold on.
Vaughn. I thought he said
Hello,
Vaughn.
welcome.
It doesn't matter. Yes, welcome to the
Hello.
program. The Vaughn. Got it. Okay. King Vaughn.
4.
Eagles.
4.
Bucks.
The Yuccaneers are 4. 3.
Now it's the Eagles.
Okay, Eagles.
What are the Bucks? Hold on. What are the Bucks? Are they
Good.
just
I
or
think
are
they're
they pretty
good. I think they're a top 5 team right now.
I think they're good.
Okay.
I'm suspicious about them as like a true Super Bowl contender, but they are clearly a pretty damn. That game, the Seahawks and Buccaneers game, that was about as entertaining as
game.
football as I've seen
Yes,
this year.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
It's
Baker's
unbelievable.
always going to be
Yes.
entertaining. And you talk about Ibuka and Shu, you've talked about the bond that those two, obviously, the rapport that those two have already. And I don't even think, did he even have some of his top receivers early in the season? Nope.
The Godwin was out. Yeah.
And Evans is currently out with a hamstring thing. So, yeah, it's basically the Ibuka
That was
show.
a good win. 3.
3. Buffalo? We only have the Lions, the Eagles, and the Bills left.
Yeah.
And the Buffalo Bills lost. Now, the Eagles lost as well.
Yeah.
But they lost to the Patriots. Are the Patriots good?
I think they're going to have a good record.
Yeah. Well, I like Vrabel.
You think so?
Yeah.
So I'll say Bills here at 3, maybe the Eagles 2. That's the way I'm going to go.
I'll just guess the opposite then.
Eagles are 3. 2.
Got to be Buffalo.
Yeah.
AO and then Detroit. Well, here's this.
Detroit looks good, right? We talked about this?
Yes.
I don't think they look as good as last year, though.
No. But I feel like they get better every week, which
They're
is a pretty
trending.
good recipe
they're
for
trending.
success.
Okay, the Chiefs shouldn't even be in it. Seattle's 11 at 3-2. Jacksonville's 12 at 4-1. Pittsburgh is 13 at 3-1.
Okay, so we weren't that far off. I think we guessed those teams at like the
No,
on the
but I
10s.
mean, Kansas City should not be in there. I don't care what they were. They were 7 last week. They should be out. I think the 4 teams I mentioned are better.
Commanders too? You got the Commanders above the Chiefs in your personal power rankings too?
Yes, I do. 3-2. Because, like last year, they played clearly better at the end of the year than they did at the beginning. So they'll be in the playoffs. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, but they'll be there. I could see the Chiefs missing the playoffs. I really could.
Oh, yeah. I think that is absolutely a distinct possibility. This show, Chew, is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day. This year, we are saying thank you to the therapists who help us navigate the tricky times, the challenging times in our life. And if you have been looking for a therapist, BetterHelp has plenty of options. You fill out a short questionnaire. It identifies your needs and preferences, and then they go ahead and try to match you with somebody who they feel is going to be a good fit for you. And listen, most of the time they get it right. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to a different therapist at any time. There are more than 30,000 therapists with BetterHelp. It's the largest online therapy platform. More than 5 million people have been served globally, and they have a 4.9 out of 5-star rating on the App Store. If you are interested in getting some help, listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens: anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Donate today and get a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Learn more at rawhide.org/donate.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Milwaukee, I've got your plans coming up this Saturday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Join Mentalities. They're hosting a health fair at 2323 North Mayfair Road at Suite 104 in Wauwatosa. It's all about your health, our community, and giving back. You'll get a free cognitive test. It's the first FDA-approved brain health test of its kind. That's done in just 10 minutes. Plus, you get lab testing. That's available with a donation. And Mentality will have exciting giveaways, including game tickets. And best of all, this event supports Ignite the Spirit, helping Milwaukee's firefighters and their families. Mentality clinics are backed by science and delivered with care, giving men discreet and reliable way to unlock peak performance. Don't miss it. It's Mentality's Health Fair, Saturday, October 11th from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., 2323 North Mayfair Road in Wauwatosa. Come for your health and help support those who serve our city.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidda Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidda helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidda 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
Paying extra for tire care is BS. You know, bad service. So at Midas, we're rolling out our BS-free tire guarantee. Included with paid installation and tax on every purchase. You'll pay nothing for flat replacements, nada for flat repairs, and zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles. That's $0 for all that. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the BS-free tire guarantee, only at Midas.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's the one thing you say almost weekly here on the show?
Less eat.
Try again.
I don't know.
What's the one thing you've got?
Big boobs.
You've got time.
Oh, time.
You've got time.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
We got there.
I needed a few more hints.
Yeah. You put you in a... That's Dave's fault.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Not sure if you saw the report this morning, but Shams Charania from ESPN says that Giannis Antetokounmpo, his name was at least being talked about between the Milwaukee Bucks and the New York Knicks this offseason. Shams has said, Giannis has said, that there is truth to some of these rumors. Giannis on Media Day said, of course he considers whether to ask out of Milwaukee every summer. There's truth to every report. The same thing I've been saying my whole career. I want to be on a team that allows me, gives me the chance to win a championship and wants to compete at a high level. I think it's a disservice to basketball. It's a disservice to the game to not to want to compete at a high level, to not want your season to end in April. It's pretty much the same. It's not the first time. So when Shams comes out and names Chewy, the Knicks, as a team that the Bucks had at least, initial conversations about potentially trading Giannis, your reaction is?
I don't feel great. He's not finishing his career in Milwaukee.
I think that's fair to say.
That's not happening. I mean, are we going to have to, kind of feels Rodgers-ish. No?
Is it? Because we talked earlier in the show about strategy and gamesmanship when it came to baseball and when it came to Murphy and Counsell. To me, some of this is just plain old-fashioned strategy and calculating. And it is wise on the part of an athlete to be saying, I'm not 100% committed to y'all. If y'all can't hold up your end of the bargain, I'm looking elsewhere to go to a team that can win. And we have said that keeps the Bucks brass's feet to the fire. It forces them to go out and make moves, maybe like a Miles Turner, to add to the roster, to make them more capable of competing down the stretch. I don't think that is that unusual. I think that people want to stick their head in the sand, Chew, and think that Giannis is so loyal, and because of Giannis's background, he would never do a disservice to Milwaukee. He would never even consider walking out the door. And to that I say, anybody who is in any industry is always aware of what other opportunities are out there.
I just don't think he can peddle, I love Milwaukee, blah, blah, blah. I just don't think you can. I mean, if you're looking to leave and go look for a better option, I don't know how loyal you are. I mean, because in my view, Jen, the Bucks have done everything for him that they could possibly do. You know, even early on, you know, they go out. Who was before Bledsoe? The point guard.
Oh, my God. I thought we were talking about Drew Bledsoe because you always talk about football, and I was like...
Drew. Sorry, Drew Holiday. Who was the guard before Holiday?
That was Eric Bledsoe.
And then they moved on from him, and then they moved on. They did all these moves to placate Giannis and you know, have that drive to get a championship, even with Dame. It's just like, I don't see it. I mean, I give a lot of credit to the Bucks. They've done a lot. They've done than more teams. They've done more than other franchises. And I just can't sit there and listen. I think he's getting a pass. If you really want to know, I think he's getting a pass. Because you can't sell, I love this, I love the Bucks, and then go looking to go somewhere else. I'm sorry.
I just think it is standard operating procedure for anybody to be aware of what other opportunities exist out there, what other compensation might exist out there. You know, like if you're an accountant, if you're a truck driver, don't you know like what the market can bear? Don't you know if there are other opportunities for you to improve your lot, whether that's financially or whether that's championship-wise? I don't know what the direct correlation is there to the everyman. But the Bucks did insist to the Knicks that they preferred not to move Antetokounmpo, this according to the reports. But again, it's due diligence, isn't it? It's if Giannis were to ask for a trade, if Giannis were to demand a trade, it's knowing what the options are, who the dance partners are.
That, and I totally agree, 1,000%, just don't sell me on the loyalty. Because I ain't going to buy it. But you know why? Because I took less money to stay in Green Bay. I had more money on the table, but I'm like, you know what? I ain't winning a championship in this place, and I want a championship. And I took less money. And I look at myself as loyal. You know?
And if Giannis
things aren't great this year. And a lot of players do it. And that's your decision. I'm just saying you can't peddle the loyalty thing anymore. I'm out.
I do think that this is one of those conversations that gets people all fired up. I do think that here in Milwaukee, here in Wisconsin, people want to believe that Giannis wants to be here. And I do think that two things can be true. I think Giannis wants to be in Milwaukee, but I also think he wants to frickin' win. And he wants that real badly. He's got this burning passion. He's got this uber competitiveness. And the Bucks being bounced early in the playoffs, he's got scar tissue. And I think there's a part of him that is like, as much as I love this place, as much as I have been, I will tell everybody how great Milwaukee is, as much as they have done for me. If I can't win here, if we can't win, then I'm going to look elsewhere. And I don't think that is a bad thing.
It's not, but just don't peddle the loyalty thing for me. Look when LeBron, goes on ESPN, played in Cleveland up until that point in his career, and then went to Miami. He got destroyed. I just think there's a little bit of a pass here.
I do think that people need to acknowledge what Giannis has said from his mouth implicitly, which is every summer there's truth to every report. That is from Giannis. That is not AI. That is not manufactured. That is Giannis telling you that if you hear something, you don't have to automatically dismiss it as media garbage, as media, nonsense.
Yeah, but what about my feelings?
What about them?
Why do you have to say things like that, Jen? What if it would hurt my feelings if he really was thinking of going somewhere else?
It obviously has for many people in the YouTube stream and the Carbless Talkin' text line. Hey, Wilde and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee. I'm certain they'll be talking about that big Brewers victory and the latest with Christian Watson and the Green Bay Packers. Don't go anywhere. 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Southbound 43 is going to be a bit backed up coming in from Good Hope Road all the way down to about